dear students, myself Gangadhar Solanke and I welcome you all to the MC James virtual classroom.
My dear students, I welcome you all to the new academic year of 2021-22, and this year also due to COVID-19 pandemic we are having our lectures online, and here I am going to teach you social studies and in this history and civics and geography. On the screen you can see the cover page of our histories textbook and the lessons which we are going to study in the history textbook: sources of history, India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj, religious synthesis, Maharashtra before the times of Shivaji Maharaj, the foundation of Swaraj, conflicts with the Mughals, and next one, conflict with the Mughals, then the administration of the Swaraj, an ideal ruler, the Maratha War of Independence, the expansion of the Maratha power, Marathas, the protectors of the nation, progression of the empire, life of the people in Maharashtra. Now, by reading these names, one can understand what exactly we are going to study in the history's textbook. You people already learnt about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj in 4th standard CVS. Now, in 7th standard, we are going to study in detail about the medieval Indian history and especially about Maharashtra. And in civics, we are going to study about our constitution, introduction to our constitution, first chapter, then preamble to the constitution, features of the constitution, fundamental rights part first and fundamental rights part 2, then directive principles of state policy and fundamental duties. So, altogether these 6 lessons we are going to study in civics. And now the cover page, front and back of geography textbook. By observing cover page, one can understand easily what exactly we are going to study in the textbook. So, now on the screen, chapters of geography, how seasons occur, part 1, then the sun, the moon and the earth, tides, air pressure, winds, natural regions, soils, how season occur, part 2, agriculture, human settlements, and the last one, contour maps and landforms. And now today we will be learning the first chapter of history, and that is sources of history. Now, you people already learned about this in standard 5th and in standard 6th also, but here now we will study this in detail and how to use sources of history to understand the medieval Indian history. In the ancient Indian history, last year we people learnt about many things, and in the 5th standard you people learnt about how we came to be, and now in the standard 7th we are going to study the medieval period. So, basically Indian history is divided into 3 periods, we can say: ancient, about which we have learnt in standard 6th, now medieval in the 7th, and in the 8th standard you people will learn about modern Indian history. But here in 7th standard we are going to talk about, we are going to learn about, we are going to study about medieval Indian history, and the period from the 9th century CE till the end of the 18th century CE is considered to be the medieval period of Indian history. इसका मतलब हम 9th सेंचुरी से लेके 18th सेंचुरी की जो हिस्ट्री है उसके बारे में पढ़ने जा रहे हैं. और 18th के आगे की जो हिस्ट्री है दैट इज द पार्ट ऑफ मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री, और 9th के पहले की जो हिस्ट्री आएगी दैट इज द पार्ट ऑफ एंशियंट हिस्ट्री. सो हियर in 7th standards textbook we are going to study about the medieval history, which is from 18th century CE up to it's from 9th century CE up to 18th century. Now on the screen, definition of the history. What is history? Again I'll repeat the same thing, you people already know about this, you people are familiar with the definition of the history or what exactly we study in the history. Past events, but not all the past events, but the significant past events. And now here history gives us a chronological, scientific and systematic account of past events. So what we people study in history textbook, we people study chronological, scientific and systematic account of past events. Now here the word chronological, which means following the order in which they occurred. जैसे 9th सेंचुरी के बाद 10th में क्या हुआ, फिर 11th में क्या हुआ, फिर 12th में क्या हुआ, एक एक करके जो स्टेप बाय स्टेप हम पढ़ते हैं, फॉलोइंग द ऑर्डर इन विच दे ऑकर्ड, जिस तरह से हुआ है एक के बाद एक, that is called chronological. So history gives us a chronological, scientific and systematic account of past events. Now when we study history, 4 factors which are very important from the viewpoint of history, and they are individuals, society, place and time. History must be based on authentic evidence or proofs, and these proofs are known as the sources of history. Now one more thing again which is very important to understand when we talk about the history, that the history based on और in history we talk about individuals, हम लोगों के बारे में बात करते हैं, सोसाइटी हम समाज के बारे में बात करते हैं, और जब हम सोसाइटी और समाज के बारे में बात करते हैं तो ऑब्वियसली वो लोग जहाँ से उस जगह के बारे में बात करते हैं, एंड एट लास्ट वो कौन से टाइम में होके गए, पीरियड, अबाउट दैट ऑल्सो वी टॉक, अबाउट दैट ऑल्सो वी स्टडी. सो व्हाट इज हिस्ट्री अबाउट? हिस्ट्री इज ऑल अबाउट ह्यूमन बीइंग, हिस्ट्री इज ऑल अबाउट पास्ट, हिस्ट्री इज ऑल अबाउट एविडेंस और सोर्सेस. So the heading of our textbook is Medieval Indian History, and the first chapter, Sources of History. So to study history, it must be based on authentic evidence. जो भी हम पढ़ रहे हैं हिस्ट्री के बारे में और जिन चीज़ों का आधार लेके हम पढ़ रहे हैं, that should be authentic. जो proofs जिनकी मदद लेके हम हिस्ट्री पढ़ रहे हैं वो ऑथेंटिक होने चाहिए. दिस प्रूफ्स आर नोन एज द सोर्सेस ऑफ हिस्ट्री. वेरी सिंपल, जिन चीज़ों की हेल्प लेकर हम हिस्ट्री पढ़ते हैं उन्हें सोर्सेस ऑफ हिस्ट्री कहा जाता है. बट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, सभी चीज़ों को सोर्सेस नहीं कहा जाएगा. उसमें से जो चीज़ें ऑथेंटिक है, जो प्रूफ्स ऑथेंटिक है, एविडेंस ऑथेंटिक है, उन्हें रिलायबल सोर्स कहा जा सकता है. नाउ इन सोर्सेस ऑफ हिस्ट्री वी क्लासिफाई दो सोर्सेस इनटू मटेरियल sources. We classify these sources into material sources, written sources and oral sources. Again I am repeating the same thing, you people already learnt about this, you people are familiar with the written sources, material sources, oral sources, but in reference to the ancient Indian history जो last year पढ़ी. Now here we are going to study this in reference with the medieval Indian history. So keep in mind material sources, written sources and oral sources. We have to consider many factors related to the historical event that we want to study, and it is necessary to support our study with historical sources. Now it may be material or written or oral. These sources have to be verified. We have to see whether they are authentic, and it is necessary to use these sources judiciously and only after a critical analysis. About this we'll study in detail in the last point of this chapter, but before that, material sources. Man uses a variety of things in his day-to-day life and they are known as artifacts. Now these artifacts are nothing but the material sources. In the 5th standard CVS, we people learnt about the journey of mankind from primitive to modern man with the help of these sources. Artifacts used by humans in the past provide us valuable information about life in the ancient times. But now here we are going to study about medieval history, and for that, in material, memorials which gives us information, then the buildings, coins, very important source of history, forts when we talk about Shivaji Maharaj, then copper plates, cave sculptures. These are the material sources. Also inscriptions. Now on the screen you can see the images of forts which have an important place among material sources, especially when we study medieval Indian history, then forts gives us very important information. Some major types of forts are hill forts, forest forts, sea forts and forts on the plains. Just you people observe these pictures. Murud Janjira Fort, which is sea fort. Then on the screen images. Then the monuments include, what it includes? It includes samadhis, graves, virgala and buildings, include palaces, ministerial, mansions, queen quarters and also houses of common people. Now these are also very important sources of history because it gives us information about that particular period, about that particular people and the lifestyle of that period. So they all provide insights about that period. What it provide? It provide insights of that period. Looking at them, we come to know about the development of architecture. Now by observing all these images, ये अलग है, ये एक अलग है, एक अलग है, ये सबका स्ट्रक्चर अलग अलग है. जिस तरह से इनको कंस्ट्रक्ट किया गया है, उनके डिज़ाइंस वो भी अलग अलग है. सो वी कम टू नो अबाउट द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर, the economic conditions, the quality of art, style of the building, construction and people's standard of living in that particular period. And that is why material sources are very important. So economic conditions, the quality of art, style of the building construction and people's standard of living in that particular period. And now the coins on the screen. The coins made by different rulers using metals like gold, silver, copper are important sources of history. आज का भी अगर हम कोई कॉइन लेते हैं हमारे इंडियन करेंसी का 5 रुपीज़ 10 रुपीज़, तो उस पर हमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो है हमारे देश के बारे में लिखी हुई होती है, उसके बारे में पता चलता है. और वही अगर हम किसी और देश का कॉइन ले लेंगे तो उस देश के बारे में हमें बहुत सारी जानकारी मिलती है. द सेम थिंग हियर, द कॉइन्स मेड ऑफ डिफरेंट रूलर्स यूजिंग मेटल्स लाइक गोल्ड, सिल्वर, कॉपर आर इम्पॉर्टेंट सोर्सेस ऑफ हिस्ट्री बिकॉज फ्रॉम दीज कॉइन्स वी लर्न अबाउट द रूलर्स, क्योंकि उस पर उनके पिक्चर्स होते हैं. जैसे यहाँ पर हमें दिख रहा है वो कौन रूलर था, and also the period, then the governance, religious ideas, personal details, all these things So what do we learn from coins? The rulers, their period, governors, religious ideas, personal details. Similarly, we also learn about the financial transactions and economic conditions prevailing at that time. Not only this, but we also see how far metallurgy had advanced in that period. जैसे गोल्ड का कॉइन है या फिर सिल्वर का है या फिर कॉपर का है, इससे हमें उस वक्त की मेटलर्जी के बारे में पता चलता है, विच इज़ द ब्रांच ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी कंसर्न्ड विद द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ मेटल्स. तो वो कॉइन देख के हम अंदाज़ा लगा सकते हैं कि उस वक्त कितना डेवलपमेंट किस फील्ड में हुआ था, इन स्पेशली इन द फील्ड ऑफ यूजिंग मेटल्स. सो फ्रॉम द इमेजेस ऑफ राम सीता on the coins of Emperor Akbar or Shiva Parvati on the coins of Hyder Ali, we see the religious coordination of those days, and this one is very important. The Peshwas used the Arabic or Persian language on their coins, and this throws light on the use of language in that period. On the screen now, a coin of Hyder Ali, coin of the Peshwa period. So if we observe a coin of Hyder Ali, then on that you can see the Shiva Parvati, and on the coin of Peshwa use of Arabic or Persian language. तो इससे बहुत सारी बातें हमें पता चल सकती कि उस वक्त की रिलीजियस आइडियाज़ क्या थी, लोग कौन से रिलीजन को ज़्यादा फॉलो करते थे या मानते थे, या फिर किस तरह से सोशल हार्मनी बनाई रखी जाती थी लोगों में, कौन सी लैंग्वेज यूज़ की जाती थी. एंड देन द नेक्स्ट वन, एन इंस्क्रिप्शन इज अ कार्विंग. इंस्क्रिप्शन इज बेसिकली अ कार्विंग on a stone or a wall. It may be on the stone or a wall. The inscriptions found in the Brihadishwara temple premises in Tanjavur, many inscriptions of the period of Chalukya, Rashtrakuta, Chola and Yadava kings have been found. About that in the next chapter we'll study. An inscription is a carving. An inscription is considered to be very important and reliable source because it is authentic. क्योंकि उसको कार्विंग किया हुआ है उस पर्टिकुलर पीरियड में, उस पर्टिकुलर टाइम में, तो उसमें ज़्यादा छेड़छाड़ नहीं की जाती है उस रिसोर्स में, उस सोर्स में. इसीलिए उसे इम्पॉर्टेंट और रिलायबल माना जाता है बिकॉज इट इज़ ऑथेंटिक सोर्स विच गिव्स अस इंफॉर्मेशन correct. It helps us to understand features like the language, script, कौन सी लैंग्वेज यूज़ की जाती थी, उस लैंग्वेज लिखने की स्क्रिप्ट कौन सी थी, एंड social life of a period. Inscriptions carved on sheets of copper are known as copper plates. On the screen you can see copper plates. Then royal edicts, verdicts, etc. are inscribed on copper plates. Many rulers had orders, judicial decisions, donations, etc. inscribed on stone or copper plates. So inscriptions carved on sheets of copper are known as copper plates. Now next, in written sources, books, very important. It may be religious, social, plays, poetry, travelogues, scientific works. We learn about significant historical events in the medieval period from sources like the writing styles of scripts like Devanagari, Arabic, Persian, Modi, etc. and also from the varieties of different languages, Bhojapatras, religious manuscripts, treatises, edicts, decrees, biographies, paintings, etc. So all these are nothing but the sources of history, because it gives us information of that particular period. So we can gather information about the food items, attire, conventions and rulers of conduct of the people, festivals and about people's life, etc. from these sources. So sources of this type are called written sources of history. Here now, during this period, travelers from other countries came to India. जैसे आज कई लोग पिकनिक के लिए या फिर किसी हिस्टोरिकल स्टडी के लिए एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाते हैं, एंड वी पीपल यूज़ सोशल मीडिया, जैसे व्हाट्सएप है, फेसबुक है, ट्विटर है, इन पर अपने अपने फ़ोटोज़ लिखते हैं, वहाँ पर फ़ोटो डालते हैं, वहाँ पर क्या क्या देखा वो डालते हैं, वहाँ की चीज़ों के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन डालते हैं, हिस्टोरिकल कुछ चीज़ें हैं तो वो डालते हैं. वैसे ही during this period, also in the medieval period, travelers from other countries came to India. They have written travelogues or accounts of their travels. जब वो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह गए, अपने देश से इंडिया में आए, तो उन्होंने अपनी डायरी मेंटेन की, कुछ बुक्स लिखी जो उन्हें उनके आजू बाजू में दिखा. Some of them are Al-Biruni, Ibn Battuta, Niccolo Manucci, and Babur's biography, Sri Shiv Bharat, or the Sanskrit biography of Shivaji Maharaj, composed by the poet Paramanand, as well as various other biographies of different rulers, and their correspondence help us to understand the policies. What we understand with the help of these biographies? Policies and administrative systems of the rulers and their diplomatic relations with others. क्योंकि ये सारी चीज़ें डिटेल्स में उन बायोग्राफीज़ में, उन ट्रैवलॉग्स में लिखी गई होती है. So one can understand in detail about that period, about that particular king. Then Tariq or Tariq means sequence of events. सीक्वेंस ऑफ इवेंट, जैसे जैसे घटनाएं घटती गई एक के बाद एक, उसके बारे में लिखा गया होता है इन ऑर्डर, क्रोनोलॉजिकल जिसे हम कहते हैं. सो तारिक्स रिटन बाय अल बिरूनी, देन जियाउद्दीन बरानी, मौलाना अहमद, याह्या बिन अहमद, मिर्ज़ा हैदर, भीमसेन सक्सेना, etc. are available. Then next to this, in the written source, Bakhar is a type of chronicle that originated in Maharashtra. ये जो बखर काइंड ऑफ राइटिंग है, टाइप है ये एक राइटिंग का, ये महाराष्ट्र में ही ओरिजिनेट हुआ है, जिसे क्रॉनिकल कहा जा सकता है, और इज़ अ टाइप ऑफ क्रॉनिकल. क्रॉनिकल्स हेल्प इन अंडरस्टैंडिंग aspects like the contemporary political happenings, linguistic transactions, cultural life, social conditions, and many of the chronicles in Marathi were written many years after the events had occurred. So this thing which is very important to understand about बखर, ऐसा नहीं है कि बखर उसी वक्त लिखी जाती है, बट चीज़ें होने के बाद या किसी राजा के होने के बाद कई सालों के बाद भी बखर लिखी जाती है. एंड दैट इज़ वाई वी कैन से दे आर सीन टू रिलाई ऑन हियरसेज, जो सुना है उस पर बेस्ड होती है. सम ऑफ दिस क्रॉनिकल्स आर महाकवितेची बखर, देन सभासद बखर, चिटणीसाची बखर, भाऊसाहेबांची बखर, etc. The works of contemporary Western historians like Robert Arm, M.C. Sprengel and Grant Duff are also important. भाऊसाहेबाची बखर, छत्रपती शिवाजी राजे यांची बखर, सो महाकवितेची बखर, सभासद बखर, चिटणीसाची बखर, भाऊसाहेबाची बखर, these are important. The works of contemporary Western historians like Robert Arm, M.C. Sprengel and Grant Duff are also important, who wrote about medieval Indian things. And now the next one, next to the written sources. First we studied about द मटेरियल सोर्सेस, देन रिटन एंड नाउ ओरल सोर्सेस। जैसे नाम में ही है, ओरल सोर्स जो जनरेशन टू जनरेशन पास होते जाते हैं ओरली, एंड इट इंक्लूड्स ओवीज, folk songs, folk tales and similar literature is passed on from generation to generation by word of mouth, and that is why it is little bit difficult to rely on these oral sources, or one may raise question about the authenticity of these sources, क्योंकि ये generation to generation orally pass होते आते हैं, तो चांस हो सकता है इसमें कि कुछ चीज़ें मिस हो गई हो या फिर कुछ बढ़ा चढ़ा के बताया गया हो। दैट इज़ वाई दिस टाइप ऑफ लिटरेचर प्रिजर्व्ड बाय ओरल ट्रेडिशन फॉर्म्स द ओरल सोर्सेस ऑफ हिस्ट्री। We understand various aspects of folk life through folk literature, traditionally passed on from generation to generation, and history is written with the help of three types of sources, which includes material, written and oral. In oral, povadas, proverbs, legends, myths, folk songs, then gatha, shlokas and abhanga. So even after it has been written down, research on it goes on continuously. New sources and information come to light through this research, and then history has to be written or rewritten accordingly. We can see that our history books and those of our parents and grandparents differ to a certain extent. अगर हम हमारे पापा का या फिर दादा दादी नाना नानी के हिस्ट्री का टेक्स्ट बुक दिखेंगे और हमारा टेक्स्ट बुक कंपेयर करेंगे तो बहुत ही अलग होगा, क्योंकि टाइम के साथ टेक्निक्स चेंज होती है, सोर्सेस चेंज होती है और कुछ नई इन्फॉर्मेशन मिलती है, तो उसका एडिशन भी टेक्स्ट बुक में होता है। एंड नाउ द sources, material, written, oral. Next thing, evaluating the sources of history. This one again very important thing. It is necessary to take certain precautions before using these sources of history. The word precaution is very important here. Though we people are talking about the material sources, we people are talking about the written sources and about the oral sources, but at the same time while using these sources or while studying with the help of these sources, it is very important to take certain precautions. We have to examine their authenticity and see which are genuine and which are fake, क्योंकि हिस्ट्री में बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें होती है कि जो गलत लिखी गई होती है, मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ मेनी थिंग्स। तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी होता है कि जो हम पढ़ रहे हैं वह जेन्यून है या फेक है, ये देखना। देयर क्वालिटी कैन बी डिटरमाइंड विद द हेल्प ऑफ इंटरनल स्टैंडर्ड्स, एंड वी ऑल्सो हैव टू स्टडी द इंटीग्रिटी ऑफ द राइटर्स। अगेन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, देयर पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट्स, क्योंकि किसी एक पर्टिकुलर राइटर को अगर किसी एक पर्टिकुलर चीज़ में इंटरेस्ट है तो वो उसके बारे में ही ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लिखेगा, उसी तरफ उसका ध्यान जाएगा, उसी के बारे में वो रिसर्च करेगा, और हो सकता है कि ऐसे टाइम पे बाकी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ें छूट सकती है। सो दिस वन इज़ ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द राइटर्स, द पीरियड इन विच दे लिव and the political pressure on them, the political circumstances of that particular area or of that particular region or of that particular country. ये political pressure भी बहुत ज़्यादा इफ़ेक्ट करता है while writing history. So it is also important to see whether they rely on hearsay or give an eyewitness account. बस सुन के लिखा है या फिर देख के पढ़ के लिखा है. We need to consider the exaggerations, metaphors and other literary devices they use. जैसे novels में होता है, इसीलिए novels को हम authentic source नहीं मानते, क्योंकि वो exaggeration उसमें ज़्यादा होता है, hearsays पे depend होता है, metaphors का use होता है. Their information has to be verified with the help of other contemporary sources. The information may be one-sided, contradictory or exaggerated, and it has to be seen in a proper perspective. So, the sources have to be subjected to a critical analysis. किसी भी हिस्टोरिकल सोर्स का यूज़ करने से पहले उसे क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस के थ्रू जाना होता है या फिर उसका क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस हमें करना चाहिए. सो द ऑथर्स इम्पार्शलिटी, अगेन दिस वर्ड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. जैसे हमारे देश में कास्ट है, रिलीजन है, किसी पर्टिकुलर रीजन से अगर हम बिलोंग करते हैं तो ऐसे वक्त पार्शलिटी होना हिस्ट्री राइटिंग में बहुत ज़्यादा हो सकता है. सो ये भी देखना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. द ऑथर्स इम्पार्शलिटी एंड न्यूट्रलिटी, these two words are again very important, or we can say the summary of this chapter, evaluating the sources of history. And while doing this, the author's impartiality and neutrality are very important in writing history. So in today's topic, we people learnt about the definition of the history. History gives us a chronological, scientific and systematic account of past events. Then the sources of history, in that material or physical sources, which includes memorials, buildings, cave sculptures, inscriptions, coins, copper plates, forts. In the written sources, documents of proceedings in the courts of kings, then the Shakavali, correspondence, dispatches, judicial verdicts or orders, treatises, biographies, travelogues of foreign travelers, chronicles and tarikh. In oral sources, folk songs, gatha, shlokas, abhangas, povadas, proverbs, legends and myths. And in the last point, evaluating the source of history, it is very important. The author's impartiality and neutrality in writing history. Please subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get notifications.
So my dear students, this is all for today. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, take care.